Nobody in the village dared reveal the real secret of Omi-Ada Stream because the elders believed anyone who exposed its mystery would disappear before the next full moon. It sounded like an old wives' tale, a story meant to scare stubborn children. But one fearless boy decided to prove everyone wrong. He walked to the stream on the one day no human being was allowed to go near it, and he was never seen again. This is the chilling African folktale of the boy who disappeared in the forbidden stream. Before we begin, subscribe to the channel, like this video, and tell us in the comments, would you have obeyed the elders or would you have gone to the stream? Now, let us return to the ancient kingdom of Benin. Long before modern roads reached the villages, deep in the forests of the old Benin kingdom, there stood a peaceful settlement called Ugbowo. The people lived simple lives. At sunrise, farmers walked to their fields. Women carried woven baskets to the market. Children laughed as they chased one another beneath giant aroko trees. Life moved with the rhythm of nature, and at the heart of that village flowed a beautiful stream known as Omi-Ada. Its water was unlike any other. Crystal clear, cool even during the hottest months. When every other stream dried up, Omi-Ada continued flowing as though heaven itself protected it. The villagers depended on it for drinking, cooking, and farming, yet everyone knew one rule. Every 7 market days, no one was allowed to visit the stream, not to fetch water, not to wash clothes, not to fish, not even to step near its banks. The day was known throughout the village as the Forbidden Day. According to the elders, the guardians of the stream rested on that sacred day. Disturbing them invited terrible consequences. Some villagers believed every word. Others quietly doubted the stories. But even those who doubted never dared test the warning, except one boy. His name was Osaruge, 14 years old, strong, curious, and convinced that fear ruled too many people. Whenever the elders spoke about spirits, Osaruge would smile. "Has anyone ever seen these spirits?" he would ask. "If not, why should anyone fear them?" His grandmother, Mama Idia, always answered the same way. "My child, wisdom is not proving that you are fearless. Wisdom is knowing when to respect what you cannot explain." But youth often mistakes confidence for wisdom, and Osaruge never listened. Then came a season of harsh heat. Rain refused to fall. Water became precious. Families stored every drop they could. When the next forbidden day arrived, the village gong echoed through every compound. The town crier repeated the warning, "No one must go near Omi-Ada today." Every household obeyed. Doors remained closed. The shrine priests performed sacred rites. The village became unusually quiet. Around noon, Osaruge's mother discovered that their water pot was nearly empty. She sighed deeply.
"We'll have to manage until tomorrow." Before she could say another word, Osaruge stood. "I'll fetch more." His mother stared at him. "No, it'll only take a few minutes." His grandmother quickly grabbed his arm. "My son, don't challenge what you don't understand." But Osaruge laughed. "I'll be back before lunch is ready." Ignoring every warning, he lifted the largest clay pot in the house and walked toward the forbidden stream. As he entered the forest path, something felt strange. Usually birds sang from every tree, monkeys leaped across branches. The forest was always alive. But not today. The silence was unsettling. Even the wind seemed to have disappeared. For a brief moment, Osaruge hesitated, then he shook his head. "It's just a stream," he whispered. When he finally reached Omi-Ada, his confidence faded. The water was completely still. Not a single ripple. It looked less like water and more like polished glass. He knelt to fill his clay pot. Then he noticed something impossible, his reflection. It wasn't copying him. While he frowned, his reflection smiled. A cold chill raced through his body. He blinked. The reflection continued smiling. He stepped backward. Then he heard a voice, soft, gentle. "Come closer." He spun around. Nobody. The forest was empty. Again, "Come closer." This time, the voice sounded exactly like his mother's. "Mama?" Silence. Then the voice changed. Now it sounded exactly like his grandmother. "My son." His heartbeat became louder. He turned to leave. At that exact moment, the clay pot slipped from his hands and rolled into the stream. Instead of floating, it slowly sank beneath the surface. Without thinking, Osarige reached into the water. The instant his fingers touched it, the calm stream erupted violently. Powerful waves burst across the surface. Something unseen grabbed his wrist. Osarige screamed. His voice echoed through the silent forest. Then, everything stopped. The water became perfectly calm again, as though nothing had happened. Back in the village, the sun began to set. Families gathered for the evening meal. Children returned home one after another. But Osarugi did not. His mother waited. His grandmother prayed. Night fell. Still, no sign of the boy. The village chief immediately organized a search party. Men carried lanterns and hunting spears into the forest. They searched every farm, every footpath, every nearby bush. Finally, they reached Omi-Ada. Near the water's edge, they found Osaruge's sandals, his empty water gourd, and only one set of footprints, leading toward the stream, none leading away. The women burst into tears. The men searched through the night. Experienced divers entered the water. Fishermen cast heavy nets. Nothing, not even a piece of clothing. It was as though the stream had swallowed him whole. The search continued for weeks. Eventually, the village accepted the painful truth. Osaragu was gone, but the mystery did not end there. Every forbidden day, as evening approached, some children gathering firewood claimed they heard someone crying near the stream.
Others said they heard a young boy whisper, "Please, don't come closer." No one investigated. Years later, an elderly diviner visited the village. After hearing the story, he performed ancient rites beside Omi-Ada. When he finished, he spoke quietly. The boy crossed into another realm the moment he ignored the boundary that protected both worlds. The villagers listened in silence. The old man continued, "There are places where nature and the spirit world meet. Such places survive because people respect boundaries. Once respect disappears, tragedy follows. From that day onward, no child in Ugboo ever mocked the forbidden day again. Parents no longer struggled to keep their children away from the stream. The story of Osaruge became a lesson passed from one generation to another, not to teach fear, but to teach respect, because sometimes the warnings handed down by our elders are not superstition. They are memories of painful lessons written with tears. And even today, the oldest people in villages across Benin still whisper the same warning. If you ever pass a lonely stream on a forbidden day and you hear someone calling your name from the water, do not answer, do not turn around. Keep walking, because not every voice belongs to the living. If you enjoyed this African folktale, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this story with someone who loves traditional African legends. Until our next story, may wisdom always guide your path.